Hi! Welcome back ulit sa ating channel. So, for this video po is a bit different because this is not a travel video. This is not a travel related video. But somehow, this video is also will tackle for my next upcoming major international travel trip for this year. So yun na nga, based on the title is I will be telling to you how I got my B1, B2 US visa. Sa mga nagtatanong po, kasi ang dami na kasi nagko-comment sa aking Facebook about sa na-post ko po na visa. Yung B1 at saka B2 po is a visa from a visa to enter US, which is the purpose is purely for tourism and business and tourism purposes only. So that is this visa is not intended for any work, tsaka hindi din siya for it is job seeking employment in the US. So this is only pure tourism and business purposes only. So for this video po is i-discuss ko sa inyo kung ano ba yung naging process o proseso ko sa pagkuha nito ng visa na ito. So kahapon nga lang po, February 5 is dumating na yung aking visa via premium delivery in LBC. Doon nga is nakatatak na yung visa for 10 years multiple entry. So I am so very much happy to that I was given a 10 years multiple entry visa to the US. Before anything else, I will just be telling first my background before ako nag-apply ng US visa. So I am a DepEd teacher. I teach in senior high school for almost 7 years and 2 years for junior high. So almost 9 years na ako in service in the DepEd. Currently, I am single. No, wala pa tayong no babies. Wala pa tayo. Not married, single. And then, we also traveled 11 countries so far since 2016. So that was my profile before applying for a US visa. The first step that you are going to do is you have to determine first kung ano ba yung visa na a-applyan mo. If your purpose is for business and tourism, so this video is right for you. So the first thing is you have to go to fill up first your DS-160 form. So your DS-160 form, doon po nakalagay lahat-lahat ng mga details regarding sa inyong visit sa United States. At the same time also your personal information, educational, family, and everything na po andoon na siya sa DS-160. You can access that by visiting the website sa ceac.gov. So filling out the DS-160 po is a bit long. Medyo mahaba-haba po yung mga fill upan ninyo sa DS-160. In totality, parang I consume yata almost an hour fill upping that. Then there are also some details that you need to provide na regarding sa inyong educational background, for family, at saka meron din pong ano doon, details regarding sa inyong planned trip to the United States. In the DS-160 also, you are going also to input data of a person whom you know who lives in the USA. So in my case, I have a friend who lives in Washington. So nilagay ko po yung name niya as my contact person who lives in the USA. So ayun na nga, after filling out the DS-160 form is you are going to upload a 2x2 picture at the end of the form. So you have the option not to upload a photo yet, but if meron na ka ng photo, you can also upload that immediately on that side. But in case na wala ka pang photo, when you filled up the DS-160, magdadala ka ng 2x2 picture on the day of your interview. So in my case, naka-upload na ako ng 2x2 picture. Sa pagdating ko ng interview day, hindi na ako hinanapan ng 2x2 picture. Pagkatapos po ng lahat sa DS-160, you have to recheck everything na walang error. Make it sure na yung data niyo po sa passports are the same in your form. Then after that, you have to submit the application and you will be given a unique reference code. And that will be used, that you are going to use that para sa pag-schedule ng inyong appointment sa interview. So right after na po natatapos na ninyo yung DS-160 is you are going to pay your visa fee. So the visa fee will cost you, I think, nasa mga $180 US. Equivalent niyan sa Philippine peso po is 10,730. You can only pay that via PesoNet or deposit sa RCBC. So in my case, nag-deposit ako sa RCBC since medyo hassle ang part sa pagbayad sa PesoNet. So doon ako nagbayad sa RCBC. After paying at the RCBC, you'll just have to wait 4 hours para makapag-schedule ka na. You are going to schedule your appointment. Doon naman po sa US Travel Docs na website. So doon nyo po i-schedule yung inyong interview. So upon in scheduling, pag-check ko po sa schedule, yung pinaka-earliest ko po na nakita doon is January 2. So last week of November ako nag-filled up ng DS160. So January 2 na yung pinaka-earliest. But I opted to choose January 25 as my interview para double purpose din sa aking staycation in Tagaytay in Manila. Ayun. So fast forward, dumating na yung January 25. So, prior to the interview, nag-prepare ako ng mga documents na needed baka hanapin ng console. So, I brought my new passport, my old passport. Nagdala din po ako ng Certificate of Employment, COE, from the Division Office. Senior high kami nag-fall. So, sa Division Office, ako kumuha ng COE. Then, nag-prepare din ako ng mga TORs. Baka kasi hanapin because currently I am still studying in PhD. So baka hanapin niya at masabi ko during my interview. So nagdala na din ako ng TOR. And then, I also brought my payslips, 2316. Parang yun lang yata yung mga nadala ko ng mga documents. Hindi siya hindi siya gaanong karami kasi knowing na nababasa ko po sa mga vlogs is wala talagang hinahanap na documents ang embassy o yung mga on console. So, but in case, baka maghanap. So, yun na yung mga documents na dinala ko for that interview. So, wala ako nadala na bank statement or bank certificate. Hindi ako nagdala nun. So, ayun na. Yun lang yung mga documents na dala ko po. So, fast forward, January 25, I flew from Davao at 12:20 a.m. on the 25th of January. Tapos dumating ako ng 3:30 a.m. in Manila. By 5:30 a.m. nag-proceed na agad ako sa US Embassy. And surprisingly, ang daming tao that time pagdating ko. 5:30 pa lang ang dami na nakapila. So sabay sa pila ang mga immigrants at non-immigrants. So mga around 6:40 is pinapasok na kami sa loob ng embassy. So maraming steps na dadaanan, marami kang steps na dadaanan bago ka dumating sa final step, which is the interview. So yung steps na nandoon, pagpasok mo pa lang, sa labas pa lang ng embassy, i-check na nila yung schedule mo. So do not forget to bring also your appointment slip, your confirmation slip. Just i-check na yung tama ba yung time at saka yung date of your interview. Then after that is, kukunin nila yung latest passport nyo, nilagyan nila ng QR code sa likod para madali na lang siyang i-scan pagdating doon sa loob talaga ng embassy. Then after that is, papasok na kayo sa security check. So doon sa security check, doon medyo matagalan kami kasi ang dami kasing mga tao doon na may dala ng mga pinagbabawal na mga gamit. Bawal kasi magdala ng electronics doon, bawal ang cellphones, bawal ang smart watch, bawal ang mga chargers, headphone, headset, bawal din yung mga perfume, alcohol, lipstick, bawal. So mas better na lang talaga na pagpapasok ka, is yung dala mo na lang is yung mga documents mo, saka yung passport. After sa security check, pag makapasok na kayo, papasok agad kayo sa lobby ng embassy. So doon sa lobby, may makikita ka doon na parang company ng Kodak ba yun? Kung saan, kung wala ka pang 2x2 picture, pwede ka magpa-picture doon. Nakita ko parang 80 pesos yata yung picture nila. Nakita ko doon sa price. So pag wala ka pang dalang picture, pwede ka magpa-picture doon. But I suggest na magpa-picture ka na lang ahead of time para hindi ka na matagalan pa doon sa embassy. Nakapasok na kami sa embassy. So mayroon ka na namang 3 steps na dadaanan doon. The first step is your passport. Titingnan nila yung passport mo at saka tatanungin ka nila kung anong purpose of your visit, at saka yung complete name mo at saka yung birthday. Usually yung mga tao doon sa first step is mga Pinoy almost ng mga empleyado. Then after sa first step, sa second step is magpuproceed ka na sa biometrics in which i-scan yung fingerprints niyo po. Then, tatanungin ka din doon kung ano yung complete name mo at saka yung birthday. So, madali lang yung step 1 at saka step 2. So, doon sa step 3, yun na yung pinaka-final and last step na which is the interview with the consul. So, sa step 3 talaga, ito po yung nakakakaba na talaga guys. Kasi pipila na kayo. Yung pilahan lang kasi sa windows ng interview is para ka lang pumipila sa grocery na nag-iintay na ikaw na yung form. alam mo yun, yung ma-imagine mo that you are only one step ahead sa person na ini-interview ng consul ahead of you. Tapos lahat ng mga conversation nila naririnig mo rin yung mga sagot ay yung mga result ng kanilang visas, such as may mga na-deny, may mga na-approve. So, ganun. So, nakakakaba talaga siya pagdating sa final step. So, step 3, napila na kami doon, naghihintay kami. Meron mga nag-a-assure sa inyo kung saan kayo na window itatapat. So, natapat ako sa window 26. No? So, pagpila ko doon sa window 26, meron pa mga nauna sa akin na 4, I think. Then sa 4 na nauna, yung 3 doon denied. Tapos yung sinundan ko, there are family of 3. So, in-interview sila doon ng consul. Then, luckily, approve sila ng visa. So, by that time, dasal ako ng dasal kasi, my God, approve sila. Sana ako din. So, it's now time na, dumating na yung time na ako na yung i-interviewin. So, pag ako na, yung time ko na, inabot ko na yung passport ko. Tapos, nag-greet ako sa consul. Sabi ko, good morning with a big smile. Ganon siya. Tapos, nagsagot din siya ng good morning. Pero hindi pa niya agad ako na-entertain kasi parang may na pa siya ginagawa sa computer niya na relating sa kanyang, sa first, sa nauna ko pa na-interview ng family of 3. Yes, so medyo nag-idle kami, wala kami conversation po. I think mga nasa 30 seconds to 1 minute kasi nasa computer lang siya. After that, tatapos na sa kanyang gawain is proceed agad siya sa akin. Sana sa akin na yung attention niya. So, yung first question na tinanong niya sa akin is, what is the purpose of my visit? So, sabi ko, for tourism only. Then, yung sagot niya agad, yung tanong niya, pangalawa is, which particular state daw in the US? So, where in the US? So, I told her that I will be traveling in Los Angeles, California. So, on that second question, kailangan mo talaga masabi in which specific talaga na city ba yan or district in the certain state. Na kasi pa magsabi ka lang ng state lang, hindi pwedeng ganoon. Dapat maging specific tayo sa sa ating mga sagot. Specific pero sa brief lang siya. Ayan. So, yung pangatlong tanong na tinanong niya sa akin is, do I know someone who lives in the USA? So, am I meeting someone in the US? Yun yung tanong niya. So, napaka-tricky at napaka-crucial ng third question. Kasi, sa DS Form 160, inilagay ko talaga doon yung details ng aking friend who lives in Washington. So, pag magsisinungaling ka, wala kang inimit doon, wala kang kakakilala, so totally madedenay ka talaga doon. So, ito yung isa sa mga tips na dapat pag nag-interview ka, you have to be truthful with the consul. So, of course, sinagot ko sa kanya that, yes, I know someone who lives in Graham, Washington. Initially, we planned to see each other in Los Angeles, California. But if the time of my visit does not permit her available time, that would be totally okay. For the purpose of my visit is purely for tourism only. So, yun yung sinagot ko sa question number 3. So, parang yes, but not really a guarantee na makikita kami is because depende lang naman talaga sa availability ng aking friend. So, the fourth question na tinanong niya sa akin is, am I single? So, sabi ko sa kanya na yes, I am single. So, yung tips also, pag magsagot ka sa mga consul, you have to be very firm. Dapat sumagot ka na may conviction kasi talagang doon mo mapuprove sa consul that you are really telling the truth. So if yung sagot mo is medyo kinakabahan ka, so parang ang isip ko ng consul is para nagsisinungaling ka. So you have to be very truthful and firm sa mga sagot. So sabi ko, yes, I am single. Tapos nag-follow up question siya, no babies, wala ba daw akong wife or baby? So, sabi ko sa kanya, I do not have a baby, but I have 2 fur babies. So, sinabi ko sa kanya na meron akong 2 aso. So, on that way, on my answer, sa question na yun, medyo nakatumawa ng konti yung consul, yung babae ng consul. So, medyo nag-smile siya konti pag sabi ko na 4 babies. Next naman na tinanong niya sa akin is, clarify niya agad ulit, if mag-travel lang ba ako alone? So, sabi ko sa kanya, yes, I will be traveling alone. Then, next question is, who will fund my trip? Sino daw yung magpe-finance? So, sabi ko sa kanya is, that is self-funded. I will be financing all the expenses on my trip. So, yun yung sagot ko sa tanong na yun sa consul. And after that is tinanong na niya sa akin kung saan ako connected. So sabi niya, what do you do for a living? So I told her that I work in a government. I work in a government. I work as a public school teacher for almost 9 years. So yun yung sagot ko sa tanong na yun. Tapos clarify pa niya while typing on the computer yung console siya, excuse me, how long was it? 8 years? So sabi niya, clarify niya. So sabi ko, almost 9 years. So, okay, almost 9 years. Yun yung naging response niya. Then, nag-type na naman ulit siya sa computer. Yun, so, the last question that he asked to me is, nagka-travel na ba ako outside the Philippines, no? Abroad. So, I answered her that yes, since 2016, I already visited and traveled 11 countries. Namely, I visited Singapore twice, Hong Kong and Macau twice. I also visited Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Maldives. So pagkasabi ko sa Maldives, kinat niya agad yung conversation kasi marami na. Para na ako nag-rap on that my answer to that question. So kinat niya at saka sabi na naman niya, okay, you are good. So yun. You are good. So, medyo matagal din siya nag-sink in sa akin na you are good. What diba sabihin ng you are good? So, you're good. So, later na nag-sink, oh my God, I'm good. So, it means I passed the interview. So, kinuha na yung passport niya. Saka, ayun, nilagay niya sa gilid. Tapos, umalis na agad ako. That was the last conversation that we had. Yun yung mga naging tanong ko sa aking interview, US visa interview. Pagkatapos ko ng interview, on that day, the same day again, is na-change na yung aking status sa aking visa. So, naging approved na siya. After 3 working days yata, na-change na naman siya into issued yung status ng aking visa. And then, after exactly parang 10 to 11 days after my interview in the US, dumating na yung passport ko and I was given a 10 years multiple entry visa in the United States. Now, so very happy because I did not expect that I will be given a 10 years multiple entry. So 10 years tayo pabalik-balik doon sa USA. Charot lang, no? Sana marami tayong pera. So a tips of advice, guys, when you do plan for a US visa, always establish a good profile sa iyong sarili. Kasi for me, it took me 11 countries pa to visit abroad bago ako nag-decide to apply for a US visa, no? So, since 2016, nag-prepare na ako for that. Ano yung pag-build ko ng ating profile sa traveling abroad. Kasi isa talaga sa tinitingnan ng mga consul na yung assurance nila na hindi ka talaga TTNT doon sa USA, which is babalik ka talaga ng Philippines. So, with the travel history that you had, so it is somehow convinced to them that you will really coming back to the Philippines. So dapat mag-build kayo ng strong profile. Tapos a big factor also if patagal na yung tenure nyo sa inyong trabaho at saka you are a regular employee. Kasi masasabi talaga that you are really satisfied on the job that you are in. If you are satisfied, it means you will not be looking for a job abroad. So para yun sa mga thinking ng mga consul. Then, somehow also, masasabi ko that prior on the interview, nagba-background check na sila sa inyong mga social media. So, I suggest also that if you are planning for an interview, if your interview is fast approaching, you have to set all your profile to public. Mapa-Instagram man yan, TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook. Kasi doon hindi nila makikita, mag-check din nila if meron ka ba talaga mga travel uploads, no, doon sa inyong profile. So, I suggest also if that you will be traveling abroad, you have also to post something on your Facebook para makita naman nila na you are really a traveler. Sa interview naman, to be truthful to yourself, you have to wear your big smile, you have to see them eye contact. Kasi sa interview, guys, wala talagang hinahanap na documents, only your passport. So lahat talaga nagdedepende yan sa sagot mo, no? At saka sa pag-build mo ng inyong profile sa DS-160. So that's it. That's how I got my US visa for 10 years multiple entry. So for those who are planning also to get the US visa, good luck to all of you. Sana pumasa din po kayo. No? So best of luck na lang po sa mga gusto po mag-apply ng US visa. Thank you so much for watching for this video. And if you have some questions or queries regarding my US visa application, you can send me a private message in Facebook. You can also reach me in TikTok and in Instagram. So that's it for now for this video, and thank you for watching, and see you again in our next video. Bye-bye!